Hello, my name is Joshua Rulo. I'm here to introduce myself to my class and to my professor. I do have to say that I did not have an audience for this video, so therefore I didn't pan before and I will not pan after. And I know that this will cost me points, but when you're in Saudi Arabia, you don't really have much choice. So, let me begin. How does a person who is in their mid 30s pick a single thing in their entire life to talk about? I personally find it difficult to choose something to discuss. Not because there are so many things to choose from, but because I prefer to keep things about myself private. So, please excuse me and my nervousness as I step outside of my comfort zone to discuss an ugly period in my life, the only time I've been unemployed. At first, the feeling of shame hits you. Then, the fear of the unknown. This is followed, of course, by a level of uncertainty about your life and the direction in which it's going, and finally, depression. However, through the course of being unemployed, you can find a wellspring of inner strength that you do not know that you possess that will help hopefully propel you through this ordeal. Unemployment is not the end of the world, and it can be overcome through hard work and careful planning to bring about an even better future. So let me begin to relate my personal tale of woe and tragedy that eventually turned into a successful career which I enjoy today. In March of 2001, only 3 months after the birth of my daughter and 2 weeks before my son's second birthday, I found myself in a situation I had never faced before in my life. I was unemployed. I was fired from a network administrator position for a regional accounting firm I had faithfully executed for the past 4 years, and now faced the prospect of unemployment for the first time in my adult life. Initially, the very first feeling that gripped me was the shame of having to face my wife, the beautiful mother of my children, and have to tell her that I no longer had a job to go to. After facing this shame, the fear of the unknown sank in because at this point I had not looked for work or created a resume in over 4 years. Not to mention, I never really had to face an employer before and say that I was actually fired from a position. Also, I was uncertain as to how long I would be unemployed because of the type of work I was doing, and the fact that 2,500 workers from Chrysler who worked in the same sector were laid off less than 2 weeks before I was fired. These workers had more education than I currently possessed. Faced with this, I went on 45 interviews in 60 days, but I got no job offers, to only have my unemployment run out on September the 8th. This was 2001, so of course, along came September 11th, 2001, and I saw all my opportunities obliterated before my eyes, just like the two towers. And this threw me, of course, into a very deep depression. However, my story doesn't end here, for it's merely the beginning of my personal transformation from the unemployed to the successful career in which I currently enjoy today. Overcoming the depression of having no employment, no unemployment income, a wife, two young children, as well as no more interviews, was very difficult to say the very least. However, through the course of being unemployed, you can find a wellspring of inner strength that you do not know that you possess. And this can propel you through the ordeal. I found that I became willing to go out and try to find anything that would bring in some money, utilizing my talents with computers and my knowledge of applications. I created business cards and flyers that I handed to everyone I could find that had some kind of computer problem or if they knew someone who had computer problems. This allowed me to keep me going. And it was through this action and not allowing anything at this point to try and keep me down that I found this inner wellspring of strength to fight off this depression and not allow the man to keep me down. Ultimately, it was through this action which got me out putting in resumes again for jobs that I was even overqualified for. It also allowed me to build a list of small business owners who could become my new references and advocates to testify to my employable skills to a full time employer. So, by being fired from a job and suffering from the cycle of shame and fear, uncertainty, and of course depression that comes with unemployment, I found the inner wellspring of strength that I did not know that I possessed. I found that hard work, taking action, and some careful planning, I was able to assemble a group of references who not only valued my skills, but could act as advocates on my behalf to potential full time employers. So, through this unemployment ordeal, I was able to recraft my resume and begin the search that eventually led to my current employer. At first, the job that was offered to me was lower than my previous position. However, I am now at the top level in my organization, holding a position as a global infrastructure support technician, and I currently enjoy an even more successful career than I dared to dream of. And as a testament, I'm here in beautiful Saudi Arabia. Thank you for your time today.